I turned my self-taught development skill set into a multi-seven-figure AI empire in under 2 years, from building an AI development company to launching an AI SaaS and even AI consulting services as well. I've done it all. And the truth is that I'm not actually the most experienced developer. I have no degree. I've got no formal experience in a development role. But over the past 2 years, I've figured out the best ways to monetize my skills in the AI age. And if I can do it, so can you, especially if you're already an experienced developer as well. So I've surveyed the top performing developers across my 40,000 strong community and uncovered what they wish they had known before diving into AI. And I've distilled those lessons into 3 proven paths that will help you to sidestep the most common pitfalls and really just fast track your AI success. So whether you're looking for a higher paying job or for more freedom as a freelancer, or you want to start your own AI business, then this roadmap will show you exactly how to do it using those 3 paths. And make sure you stick around until the end because I'll give you access to my most comprehensive set of resources ever, complete with training, videos, step-by-step instructions, in order to help you take action on everything that you're going to learn today. Now, if you're interested in using the AI boom to get more out of your life and career as a developer, let me share a little bit about my journey because I think it shows what's possible for anyone if you have the right roadmap. And so my journey as a developer is a pretty humble one compared to many of you probably watching this video. In about 2022, I started teaching myself how to code, mainly through Udemy courses, starting with just Python basics, then moving into machine learning with Python, and eventually exploring Golang and JavaScript. And by the end of 2022, I began experimenting with language models like BERT for sentiment analysis tasks that I was really interested in, and that was just before ChatGPT launched. And so that was really the turning point for me. I started jumping into the OpenAI APIs. I created this channel to share what I was building, and within 7 months, I was hitting 100,000 subscribers. Now, nearly 2 years into my AI journey, I'm at over 260,000 subscribers, and I've experimented with dozens of ways to monetize my AI skills. And so today, I'm sharing the methods that have worked best for me and for the thousands of developers I surveyed in my free community to make this video possible. Before we jump into the 3 main paths that developers are using to transition into AI, let's make it clear why AI is the best vehicle right now for you to get more out of your life and your career as a developer. The AI market is expected to grow to 20 times its current size by 2030, hitting nearly $2 trillion in total value. And as Warren Buffett says, it's not about how hard you row, it's about the boat that you're in. And right now, AI is the boat to be in. There's developers who are getting into AI and are really riding this wave to higher paying jobs, exciting projects at work, and new business ventures and startups as well. But the thing is that you don't need years of training to get into AI anymore. There's tools like OpenAI's pre-trained models and no-code platforms. Yes, I didn't like them either, but we'll talk about them a little bit later. You've got things like make.com, and even these non-techies, non-developers are getting into AI and they're getting paid for it as well. A good example is a member from my community, Will. He's a member of my accelerator, and he landed a job for $250,000 per year at an AI voice startup called Ottley. And his title was Chief Solutions Engineer. Will isn't a developer. He's never learned to code. He built all of his skills using only the tools that are now available, while many developers with actual development skill sets are still sitting and watching this AI boom from the sidelines. And if that annoys you, it should, because AI is our arena. This is a software revolution. And while others are getting their piece of the pie, you're perfectly positioned to get yours too. And so my point here is that AI is more accessible than ever. And any experienced developer is just a few weeks of focused learning away from being able to start capitalizing on this moment in time and getting ahead of the curve. And that's what this video is really here to do for you, is to show you how to use this roadmap to take advantage of the opportunity and monetize your skills as a developer as effectively as possible, just like myself and thousands of other people in the community have done as well. So if you're ready to use this moment to earn more, to work on more exciting projects, or even have more freedom in your career, the first step is pretty clear, and that's to decide which path into AI you want to take. Each of the 3 paths we're going to cover leverages your existing skills differently, whether you're looking for stability, flexibility, or the chance to build something from scratch. So let's break down each of the paths and what they look like so you can decide on which one aligns with what you're after from your life and your career. But I want you to think about what you value most right now in your life. Is it stability? Is it freedom? Or is it building something of your own? The first path people are using to get into AI is what we can call the 9-to-5er. And this is if you prefer the stability or comfort of a traditional job, but want better pay, or you want to work on more exciting things at work, then this 9-to-5er route could be the perfect fit for you. You don't need to launch a new startup. You don't need to completely reinvent yourself to take advantage of this AI boom. It's just a few strategic moves that can be used to basically boost your income, put you onto more innovative projects, and make you stand out in your company overall. I mean, it's no secret these days that AI-focused roles in the development world are paying significantly more these days. You've got entry-level AI engineers at top companies opportunities starting around 224,000, with senior roles going up to more than $1 million in comp, plus stocks and bonuses, etc. So not only does the AI development skill set make you a much more desirable hire for the foreseeable future, you also get to do what deep down I think most developers really want to do, and that's to solve real problems. At least that's what attracted me to the field. And generative AI is a new frontier of innovation, and it's completely reshaping certain industries and business processes. And so by transitioning into AI within this 9-to-5 role, you get to earn more while working on groundbreaking technology that's actively changing the world, rather than working on probably some of the mundane projects that you've had at work that you'd wish you weren't really working on, but you had to do anyway. So if you want to stay within the traditional framework of a developer role, but also maximize your rewards in life and career, then this 9-to-5 path is for you. So the overall goal for the 9-to-5 path is to get a higher paying and more exciting role in the AI space. And so keep that in mind, because for all of the goals that I'm going to cover here, that's going to take us into the next part of this video, where we're going to break down the steps to get to those goals and to monetize your skills eventually. Getting into number 2, we have the second path, which is the freelancer. The freelancer path is for people who value freedom and flexibility more than a traditional office job, and they want to control their own projects, their own schedule, and ultimately control their own lifestyle. So if that sounds like you, then the AI freelancer path is ideal. Right now, demand for AI developers is through the roof. My own AI automation agency has received thousands of project requests over the past 18 months alone through this channel. And if you want more proof of this surging demand for AI development talent and services, in my free community, of the 356 recent posts in my hiring or for hire channel, 61% of those recent posts were from businesses or individuals who are actively looking to hire AI development talent. This kind of demand for AI development services within online communities is a particularly important part of the strategies that we're going to cover later in this video, so keep that in mind. But beyond just development services, freelancing isn't just about taking on project work. You can also set your own rates and build multiple sources of income, like doing consulting or doing coaching as well. So there's developers like Timu and Tara, who are development coaches in my accelerator program, and they both left their jobs and started as freelancers, going through sort of online communities, etc., and now found their lane of coaching others, building both income and reputation in the space. So if high-paying, flexible work from a dreamy location like Bali or Thailand or the Caribbean without the 9-to-5 structure appeals to you, then this freelancer route is for you. The overarching goal for the freelancer path is to make enough money to quit your job and then work for yourself from anywhere in the world. Then getting into our third and final path, we have what we can call the founder. This is the path for developers who want more than just a job or a contract for a client. They want to be able to build something of their own. And I think secretly a large chunk of the developer community secretly is longing to ditch their 9-to-5, ditch their job, and launch their own startup to bring new products into the world, like solving real problems and creating a product around it. And so if you're entrepreneurial like this, now is the perfect time to consider making that jump and becoming a founder, because AI is really attracting everyone to it right now, meaning that you have thousands of expert business people and marketers with multi-million-dollar ideas and the means to market those ideas effectively, who are desperately searching for technical partners to bring their product ideas to life. So there are literally hundreds of people joining my free community every single day, hundreds. And many of these people are actively looking for development partners to pair up with and co-found startups. And like I said, 61% of the recent posts in my hiring and for hire channel in my community were from businesses or individuals who are actively looking to hire development talent. There's a large chunk of those people who are also looking for co-founders, development partners to join them in a business. So what I'm saying is that there's never been a better time to pair up with entrepreneurs who want to do all the stuff that you don't want to do as a developer. So they do all the marketing and sales. You get to just focus on building an incredible product, which I think is what the majority of developers want out of being a founder and creating a startup. And so while the typical build an AI startup route does have its appeal, there's a faster way to get into AI business, which is through what's called the AI automation agency model. So you can think of this as a modern version of a web development agency, but specifically for building AI systems for businesses. It's really a great entry point and exposes you to the best use cases for AI in the world right now that can be spun into their own AI SaaS products, which, given your experience as a developer, that transition from finding a product or solution that you built for a client into its own AI SaaS product is going to be much easier than for these non-techies who are also getting into it. So you have an advantage there of being able to transition from a solution for one client into a SaaS product. For example, I started my own AI automation agency, Monetize AI, because I've always been more interested in building the business than strictly developing and being on the keys all the time. The AI automation agency model lets you start quite small with minimal startup capital, just a few $100s really, especially as a developer. And this helps you to avoid the painfully long long VC funding route. You can just start a business quite quickly, start to generate cash flow, leave your job if that's what you want to do, and eventually scale into larger ventures like the AI SaaS plays I've just mentioned. So with the revenue and experience that I gained from running Morningside AI, I launched my own AI SaaS, Agentive, which now has over 28,000 users on it. If launching a startup and creating awesome new products is your goal, the founder path is built for you. So the overarching goal for the founder is to partner with an entrepreneur or marketer who has a validated idea, ideally, the connections and the sales expertise needed to take this to market, but they lack the technical expertise and need a partner to build it with. So choosing your path really comes down to what you want most right now in your life and career. Whether that's stability with high pay and interesting things to work on as a 9-to-5 AI developer, or the freedom to set your own schedule and choose your clients as a freelancer, or purpose in building something of your own as a founder. And it's important to note that these paths aren't mutually exclusive. Freelancing can easily lead into founding your own business down the line, but you need to start with one that fits with your current goals and also your lifestyle constraints as well. If you've got a family or you've got other commitments, etc., you need to pick one that works for your goals and also the constraints you have. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing the resources and the roadmap with real case studies from community members that I've surveyed so that you can see what's possible with each of these paths if you can't quite make up your mind now. So that's all in the end with the roadmap that I'm going to give to you. Step 2 of the roadmap is called the learn phase. And so once you've chosen your path, it's time to level up with the right skills to get into the AI space. And I think a lot of developers really overthink this, but learning AI is a lot simpler than it looks. And as a developer, you really already have the foundational knowledge to excel in AI. It's just a case of adding the right skills on top of what you already know. What surprised me most when I was upskilling in AI was how simple many of the AI programs are compared to some of their traditional equivalents. Because the models are doing so much of the heavy lifting in these programs, your programs end up being so much more compact and short. And for me, with a 8-month-long self-taught development skill set, this was a godsend because I could just build way cooler stuff and way more complex programs by doing less work, which was really the most awesome part about getting into AI development for me in my own development journey. What you end up noticing is that it's often just about crafting a well-written prompt or set of prompts and then connecting these tools or prompts in a way that accomplishes pretty complex tasks really efficiently. Based on my own experience and the insights from the top developers I surveyed in my community, in this section, we're going to go over the core areas that you need to focus on upskilling in, but you're going to find a full list of resources in the roadmap guide that I'm going to provide at the end of this video. So the first thing, of course, that you're going to need to upskill in is prompt engineering. And mastering prompts is really the foundation of the AI technology that we work with these days, and it's incredibly powerful. Rather than having to write these big long functions to process data like you typically would have to, you can now just craft a well-written set of words into a prompt that's going to transform that input data into output data as you wish, basically instantly. As Andre Karpathy famously said, the hottest new programming language is English. And in a sense, prompt engineering is exactly that. You are coding in natural language. You can achieve the same things that you could with a big function with just an API call with a carefully written prompt. And so with the right prompt engineering techniques, you can reliably transform large amounts of data and get the results you need at scale. So you can create functions based around these natural language prompts that can do things for businesses, typically businesses at scale. And of course, nowadays, everyone thinks they know prompt engineering because they've played around with ChatGPT, but mastering it for business applications, which is typically where you're going to be creating the most value, requires a lot more precision. And I've included the best resources to quickly master this in the roadmap we're going to cover at the end. Prompt engineering really is modern day magic, so you do need to take it quite seriously. The next area that you'll need to upskill in is with no-code and low-code tools. And I know I felt the exact same way when I first got into the AI space, but before you completely dismiss these no-code tools, you need to let me explain for 2 seconds, all right? So I used to think that these no-code platforms like VoiceFlow and Zapier were just a way of like people who couldn't code coping and like accepting that it's some inferior platform. I can't code, but I can use this instead, which kind of gets me halfway there, kind of like a compromise basically. But as my AI automation agency, Morningside AI, grew, I realized these platforms have come quite a long way from what I thought they were. And they're actually excellent for prototyping and building out core functionality very quickly. And then custom coded features can be added for more advanced things as needed. What you'll quickly realize is most of the work that you'll do in the AI space initially will be around proof of concept or minimum viable products, MVPs, just to test and validate that these AI systems are actually, 1, they work, and 2, that they're actually valuable. Then building on no-code and low-code platforms here is completely logical, and it literally saves you days of effort and costs. However, once a system is validated and ready to scale, then it's worth transitioning to a fully custom build, which is where you can provide a lot more value as a developer with these skills needed to do so. This open-mindedness towards low-code and no-code tools is so important for developers who are moving into AI. It's literally one of the most common bits of advice given from people who have successfully transitioned that I surveyed in my community to make this video. You essentially have to swallow your pride a little bit and be more pragmatic about how you approach these projects. It's more so about building quickly and building reliable systems in a cost-effective manner than your own personal opinions and feelings towards these platforms. And of course, I've included all of the resources that you'll need to learn these platforms quickly in the roadmap I'll give you at the end of this video. The next thing you need to learn is what we can call advanced tools. So once you've got the basics, prompt engineering, and no-code and low-code tools, you can dive into advanced libraries like LangChain or Llama Index and learn to build with vector databases. This is where you can really leverage your development skills to tackle larger and more complex projects. Because unlike the newbies who don't have any development background, you'll be able to understand the power and flexibility that these libraries offer and use this to deliver advanced and really tailored solutions to clients who need more than just the kind of off-the-shelf applications that you can build with a lot of these no-code and low-code tools. So this is really where you get to show your strengths. You understand the prompt engineering and low-code foundation, but on top of it, you can provide the customization and extensibility that ultimately a lot of businesses need. So you really can just have the best of both worlds as a developer who has really been open-minded to master both the custom-coded aspect of it and also the no-code and low-code side. And finally, the last part of this learning phase is going to be community. Surrounding yourself with other AI-focused developers is one of the fastest ways that you can pick up new skills and stay up to date on where the current tech is moving. Having a place that you can ask questions to more experienced AI developers can literally save you days of trouble, particularly with certain kinds of builds. So getting around a community of other AI developers is a no-brainer step for you in your roadmap. I've created a list of the best developer-focused AI communities that you can join, and they'll all be included in the roadmap guide with this video. And realistically, this learning phase that we've just gone through is going to take you about 2 months or so before you're ready to move on to the real-world application in the next step. But the goal here in this learning phase is simple. You need to get skilled, you need to get comfortable with the technology, and you need to prepare to apply what you've learned in the real world. So to make this easy, I've organized all of the top-rated resources to upskill in AI from the developers that I surveyed and even from our own experience into one single guide, which you can follow step by step to rapidly move through this learning phase, which will be included with the roadmap at the end of this video. Step 3 in your roadmap is what we can call the apply phase. So once you've built up your skills, the next step you need to take is to get some real world experience with those skills. And the best way to do that is to start by helping people who actually need AI solutions right now. And so many early stage AI entrepreneurs and AI automation agency owners, business owners, etc., are eager to integrate AI into their business or build products, but they lack the technical skills to do so. And this, of course, is where you come in. So the best place to find these kinds of opportunities where people are looking for these skills is in online communities where you're getting AI enthusiasts and professionals all gathering together. And so my free Skool community is the largest AI community on Skool with over 40,000 members. And that includes developers, business owners, even investors. Just everyone who's been drawn into this AI opportunity is coming through that community. Every day, there's hundreds of new people coming in from my videos and from elsewhere, and they're posting in channels and in their hiring tab or development discussions, looking for help, looking for advice. The opportunities here are nearly endless, especially if you're willing to provide some value up front before asking for something, right? So here's how you can start applying your skills in these communities. You can start with my Skool group. That's gonna be linked in the first link in the description. It's a hub of people excited about AI and entrepreneurship and business and tech. And many people are actively looking for help, advice, and technical support, which you can help them out with. Next, you need to set up your profile within that community to make it clear that you're an AI developer and you're ready to help. So this is a small change, but it can do a world of difference for people who are coming into these communities. It's just to correctly position yourself and being proud of what you've done or of your skill set. I know it's a common developer thing to want to be like fairly humble, or I'm not qualified to do this, need to go and sit some masters in AI. You need to drop that and you need to leave it at the door. Now is not the time to be shy. This is one of the most important things that came through in the survey that I did, is that you need to be willing to put yourself out there and be proud of your skills and the value you bring to the table. You don't need to have a master's degree or a PhD in AI to say that you're an AI developer these days. The technology is so new, you can, within the space of a couple of months, come up and be literally one of the top 0.1% of the people who are using, say, AI voice agent technology. The space is moving so fast now, the experts are really just the ones who are keeping up. In your profile, you can stand out by listing the skills you have, expressing your interest in contributing to the community, and by this way, people can see at a glance what you bring to the table when you're interacting within the community. Then the next step is to offer some free value up front. Don't wait for paid gigs right now. You can just answer questions, you can make posts, you can explain complex AI concepts in simple terms, or share tutorials on setting up useful AI systems. Many of the developers in my community have got hundreds and hundreds of comments and connections through their posts just by sharing some helpful and valuable insights and helpful content. And I've put a couple of examples of this on the roadmap so you can see just exactly the kinds of posts you can make and just get tons and tons of engagement and interest in your services and become a little bit of a celebrity within the community, really. And then finally, you just need to start taking on some real projects. So by providing free help to people in the community, you'll find plenty of chances to dive into actual projects with them. And so don't worry about the money at this stage. You need to focus on gaining the experience and building some credibility up, improving your skills. And the paid work will come, but right now, it's more important to build a solid foundation and applying those skills in the real world and getting experience. And a great example of this is, again, Timu, one of my coaches in my accelerator. And so he joined my free community last year and started offering free advice and very quickly got recognized in the community as a go-to AI developer for anything that they needed. From there, my team quickly noticed him and hired him as a freelance development coach within my accelerator for our members. And then he's also gone on to start his own AI automation agency with another coach of mine, Nick. Or you can take Tara as another example, who's another one of my coaches in my accelerator. She started off her AI journey just jumping in as a developer into my free Skool community. She just dove in, started helping out wherever she could, and quickly caught the attention of not only myself and my team, but everyone in the community as well. Tara's background was in consulting at Deloitte, but she was able to leave that job, begin traveling Asia, start working freelance as a coach and a consultant with the level of flexibility and freedom that she'd always wanted. And now she's actually leading the setup of our enterprise consulting division for my own company, Morningside AI, here in New Zealand. And fun fact, she's even staying here in my house with me while she's here. So the stories of people like my coaches shows just how far you can go just by getting into one of these communities and giving out free value and being noticed by the right people. These are just some of the examples of people who have come into these communities, given their development know-how and just freely given. I give you these examples just to show you how quickly things can change for you and just how in demand developers who can properly position themselves in this space are. If you go into a community like my own, again, you can do it in other places as well, but I know best what is happening within my community, so I can tell you that it's a really good place to do it because I've seen it firsthand. But developers who come into these kinds of communities and position themselves well and start giving a ton of free value, they get picked up immediately by the right people and they go on to bigger and better things. And so realistically, for this whole apply phase where you're putting your skills into action in the real world, if you stay consistent, it will take about 2 months to build the experience that you need to move on to the next stage, which brings us to step 4, which is monetizing your skills and experience. And so obviously each of the different paths we've covered is trying to achieve quite different things here. I've created a detailed roadmap for each of these different paths based off the surveys and my own experience. There's actually too much information on each of these different paths to go through in this video alone. So I'm just going to be running through the most important steps for each now, but you can dive deeper into all of the resources that I've linked in the roadmap that I'm going to provide at the end. So starting off with the monetization strat for the 9-to-5er path. And remember, the goal here is to get a higher paying and more exciting role in the AI space. So the first step is to set up a personal brand website. This is just creating a website that's going to allow you to showcase the AI projects and portfolio from the work that you did in the apply phase, and that allows you to highlight your experience and the skills and your background pre-AI as well. So this is your online resume and a place to demonstrate your work and experience. And I've actually provided a ton of examples of these kind of personal brand sites in the roadmap, which you can use for inspiration. Secondly, you need to pitch your skills internally at your company. So if you're already a developer in a developer role, start discussing potential AI initiatives with your own company, with your manager. You can talk to your boss about AI project ideas that you could help them implement. And this positions you as the go-to AI expert and really helps them to see the potential of having maybe an AI department led by you down the line. What you need to understand is that most businesses are interested in getting this technology integrated, but they just don't know where to start. And if you can give them kind of be the guiding light towards that, you are putting yourself right in the pathway for rapid career progression to be this person who can lead the company through the transition. Next, if your current company doesn't have any internal AI opportunities for you, then start applying to external roles that align with the goals and what you're looking to get out of the space. Many of these AI developer positions are paying anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 annually for skilled developers. And I've included key resources in the roadmap to help you streamline your job search and applications actually using AI in many cases. And then finally, what I think is the smartest route for people in this 9-to-5er path is to play a bit of 4D chess with the AI jobs market. And instead of joining the queue of traditional applicants and thousands of people trying to get into AI right now, you can actually get noticed by AI startups directly through their own communities. So for example, Will, you'll remember him from earlier in the video, a member of my accelerator who again has no coding experience, but he was very active in Thoughtly, the AI voice startups community, and was eventually offered a $250,000 per year role as a chief solutions engineer, despite not being an engineer. So during this learn and apply phases that we've gone through before, make sure you're keeping an eye out for AI startups that you're interested in or you like what they're doing, and engage with them directly. Because in most cases, these AI startups have investor money to spend on top talent. They just need to notice you, like they're ready to hire. Just make yourself visible to them. Now getting into the monetization strategy for the freelancer path. And remember, the goal here is to make enough money to quit your job and work for yourself from anywhere in the world that you want. So first step, similar to the 9-to-5 route, is to set up a personal brand site. You're going to be creating a website, showcasing your AI project portfolio from the stuff that you built in the apply phase over the previous 2 months, including testimonials from clients that you work with, and putting on your website a clear open for work status. This is going to establish your credibility and make it easy for clients to learn more about you and the past things you've done. And again, I've provided examples of these kinds of sites on the roadmap. Next, you want to focus on getting clients from online communities. So you need to choose 1 or 2 high quality communities that are on a good growth trajectory, and ideally they're backed by a consistent leader or team like my own, where we are actively trying to grow it and bring more people into it. Picking the right community is particularly important because you're going to be putting quite a lot of effort in building a reputation up and being noticed in this community. And if you have picked the right boat, it will sort of sail and take you to where you want to go in terms of new clients and consistently adding new people in there that you can start to work with. So as soon as you're in one of these communities that you've highlighted, I can only recommend my own because I know how good it is in there, but you need to focus on being active within that community on a daily basis. You need to make sure that your profile includes your personal brand site and clearly states your expertise as an AI developer. And as I said, this isn't the time to be humble. You need to own it. You need to get in there and offer help. You need to share insights. You need to provide value. And again, I've provided some examples in the roadmap of the most effective ways that I've seen within my community to put out some value and get a ton of engagement back. It's consistent engagement in communities like these that can lead to a steady flow of projects for you as an AI freelancer. So once you've got the solid reputation in the community, it's really just straightforward to offer your services for a fee on this call. They've already seen what you know. They've seen how much engagement your posts are getting. You have all the authority and positioning you need to start taking on these projects. Thirdly, once you've got the ball rolling in a community, you can start creating content as well. So this is going to bring even more work to you by regularly cross-posting your project works, your tips and tricks and insights from what you're already doing on Skool, and put it on different platforms like LinkedIn or YouTube. And this is going to attract potential clients organically. Posting on these platforms allows more people to discover you, and when done consistently, can bring you in more project deal flow and income than you could ever really imagine. Like for me, when I started this YouTube channel, it was just an inflection point for my entire career, despite doing business for years before that. And finally, if you're interested in a secondary source of income, aside from just AI development services as a freelancer, you can offer consulting services as well. And this is what I did early on in my AI journey. And within a few months, I was making $4,300 per month, initially doing just $300 calls, but eventually that got up to $997 for 45 minutes. And yes, people were still buying them at that price. By far the easiest way to do this and set up this consulting/coaching is to create a booking link and put it on your profile on your main platforms like Skool or LinkedIn. And you can set up one of these easy booking links with Calendly and their Stripe integration so that you can take payments. This lets clients book in one-on-one sessions with you for a fee, providing you with yet another income stream that can help to diversify away from just freelancing projects. And finally, we have the monetization strategy for the founder path. And a reminder that the goal here is to partner up with an entrepreneur or a marketer who has a validated idea and they have the connections and the skills to sell it, but they just need the technical partner to be able to build it with them. The first step in this strategy, like the others, is to create a personal brand site and portfolio, showcasing the recent experience from your apply and learn phases that makes you a more attractive technical partner for entrepreneurs and marketers who are looking for a co-founder with proven skills and experience. So by positioning and branding yourself correctly, you will attract the best of the best co-founders. Secondly, just like the freelancer route, you need to join some top online AI communities that are attracting your ideal kind of co-founders, like my free Skool. As I said, my community literally has hundreds of people coming in every single day. And these are marketers, entrepreneurs, business owners, etc., who are looking for people like you. So there is no doubt in my mind that you can't find just one. Then once you're inside the community, you need to introduce yourself and share what you're looking for. I've got some examples that I'm going to provide on the roadmap as well on how to do a proper introduction to get the most attention possible. Thirdly, you need to stay active. Just like with the freelancers, sharing value here is extremely effective at attracting hundreds of people to your honeypot, right? You're trying to market yourself, you're trying to bring the best people towards you. You want to take your pick from the best of the best that come into this community. You want the best co-founder possible. So you need to be willing to invest some time and energy in providing free value before you expect to get something back. Other things you can do is join calls like my weekly Q&A so that you can start to hear people and hear ideas and see people on the calls and start to make connections and reach out to people. You can even host your own events, and in general, just be proactive about reaching out to potential partners. There's hundreds of people coming in every day. So if you just check every day to look for these new opportunities, new introduction posts, and yourself post once or twice a week to attract potential co-founders, there is no way that if you do this consistently for 2 months, you won't have found at least a couple high quality partners that you can move forward with. And so your final step in this founder route is to vet the partnerships carefully. When you find a potential partner, don't commit right away. Instead, you should propose a short trial period to work together, something like 3 months, to test a partnership where you say, let's build an MVP together. You want to ease into this and give it enough time that you get to see the best and worst sides of them. And so eventually you can set up a revenue sharing agreement to assess compatibility before diving into a longer term commitment later. So by taking a revenue share approach initially keeps it a lot more lightweight. You don't have to get caught up in all the legalese of starting up a company together until further down the line. And so you should give this partnership about a 6 to 12 months to mature before you bother doing the, okay, let's go 50-50 or 60-40 on this company together, and do all the legal stuff required to make this a proper partnership of a company. So there you have it, the roadmap to monetize your development skill set and build the career and life of your dreams through this AI opportunity. And now all that's left to do is to take action. As promised, there's going to be a companion resource to this video, including all of the resources that I've put together for this video and mentioned throughout. And to access that, you can get it on my free Skool community. It's going to be the first link in the description. Once you get in there, you go to the YouTube resources section, you'll see a post for this video. And in there will be all of the resources I've mentioned, including a link to a Figma board, which is going to lay out all of the pathways and all of the resources I've put aside for you there. And also a comprehensive list of the best possible resources to get yourself through that learning phase as fast as possible based off my learnings and from the thousands of developers in my community as well. So you can join the Skool community for free. You can get full access and start connecting with other developers, other entrepreneurs and business owners who are looking for exactly what you are bringing to the table as a developer. There are new opportunities posted in there every single day, and they're just waiting for you to step up to the plate. And to those of you who are interested in the 9-to-5 route and want to work with a group of incredibly talented young people without the corporate crap that is so common in most of the large companies these days, my company, Morningside AI, is always looking for top talent to join our team. So if you're up for a new chapter in your life here in beautiful New Zealand, working on the latest in AI implementations for businesses, you can apply using the Tally link in the description, and you can work with myself and my team. So to finish this video off and send you off into your journey into the AI space, I thought I'd get some finishing wisdom and advice from other developers who have successfully transitioned into AI. Put yourself out there, provide value, and understand your worth. And don't underestimate the power of marketing and sales. It's from Tara. Now it's your turn. The best of luck on your AI journey.